there. I've just been for a run, so I'm going to do some stretching myself, and I thought that I would show you, Sarah, just how to get into what I was talking about in the post so you can stretch out your calf muscle, which you have twinged. So getting up the wall, you want to put your hip against the wall like so, and have some little pillows next to you. Have something, I've got a yoga strap here, but have something like a belt or a scarf will do. And you kind of roll yourself down onto your hip, and then you bring your legs up as you take your back onto the ground. Most of us need something to put underneath our head. So a blanket's good because you can fold it. And you're looking to basically have the ridge of your head, the back of your head, lifted slightly so that you get a nice long cervical spine. You just don't want to be tucking your chin right in or having your head rolled right back like this. So comfortable here, however high you need it. And what's really nice is to take the weight of the pelvic organs off the pelvic floor. So having a bit of height underneath your pelvis. So I've just got some blankets here. A pillow would do, a firm pillow. I'm just going to push feet, obviously you need to be careful with your ankle, push feet into the wall, lift up bottom, and place the whole of the pelvis onto a bit of height so it feels comfortable, should feel really nice and comfortable there. And then I was describing how to do a shake. So obviously if your ankle's really sore, you're going to be a bit careful, but just basically getting a bit of vibration, so letting your leg up towards the ceiling, getting a little bit of vibration through the leg. And you want to do this on both sides so you have evenness. When we've had a shock, we have this big cortisol, adrenaline surge through the body, and mammals, when they get out of danger, they shake to release that adrenaline. So it's really quite nice just for you to shake as well. And if you feel like you are still a little bit sort of in that fright and flight state, also just let your arms go up and shake them as well. So you're kind of just flicking out. Here's me, I'm going to do both of them. Flicking out, shaking out the built up adrenaline surge. Shake it all out, and it just gets a little bit of blood flow through the legs as well. So I'm just going to pause there. The other thing that's really super important for us to do is to pump, start to get some blood flow through the legs. So pump by just pressing out through the heel. You can see I'm not just flopping my foot, I'm pressing the heel away, getting a bit of blood flow through that calf muscle, and then massaging the ankle around. And most of us should be doing this on a daily basis anyway, at least 10 rotations in both directions, and flaring your toes, pulling your toes apart, just getting that nice movement through the ankle. Obviously, if this is a bit sore, you're going to be making smaller circles. It doesn't matter how big, it's just doing it, just getting that movement. And then I'm going to just turn from the hip joint, the foot out to the side and then back. Now, if this is a bit tight, it can help to do this, but with a strap around the ball of the foot. So I'm just going to bend my knee down. You can see I've got it around the ball of the foot, not around the arch of the foot. So we want to make sure it's on the ball of the foot so the heel can press away and the toes can be brought down. And I'm just going to swivel from the hip joint, mobilizing outwards to get a nervy stretch down the outside of the leg, and then mobilizing back and giving the back of the hamstring here a bit of a rub, bit of a massage, and gently pushing the heel away and bringing the toes down. Now, it might be that your foot is here, it might be slightly bent, that's fine. Just working to what feels okay. And at the same time, I'm just doing a little swivel, couple of breaths here, a couple of breaths back. At the same time, you're pressing gently the back of the pelvis down. That's going to increase that lengthening stretch on the back of the leg here. So swiveling out. Ooh, that's a sort of a nervy stretch down this IT band here. Swiveling from the hip joint, toes back towards eyes, rubbing the back here. If you're wanting to also open up the inner thigh muscles, they run right into your pelvic floor. So it is really super important to keep those adductor muscles lengthened. You'd want to just let your knees drift apart. Keep the strap around the ball of the foot and press out through the heel so we can open up those inner thigh muscles as well. But for the moment, we're just going to focus on this calf muscle. So bending and pressing out through the heel, bending the knee, pressing out through the heel. And then once it starts to feel a bit warmed up, just pushing the back of the pelvis down gently and then breathing. And what you want to do is you imagine that the breath is flowing up and down the back of the leg. So you're kind of using long exhalation, inhalation to press up through the heel, exhaling, pressing the back of the pelvis down. Just a gentle stretch. You're not pulling at all. You've got the upper body nice and relaxed. And that might feel too much at the moment. It might be a bit too strong right now. So maybe what you're doing is literally legs up the wall. This is a passive stretch, especially if your bottom is a bit closer to the wall. And then, you know, when you feel like it, just taking one foot off and massaging the heels. When we're in this very gentle inversion, and we can make it as shallow as we like by taking our pelvis back onto the ground and taking our head up a little bit. But still, it takes us into a little inversion. And what that does is the diaphragm presses the breath out of our lungs more easily. So we extend and we stretch the exhalation more easily. And it's that action that activates the vagus nerve and takes us into that healing rest and digest state. So that parasympathetic nervous system. And that's what we want when we've had a bit of a fright and our body needs to go into a state of healing. We need to accentuate the exhalation and try and just calm the central nervous system down. So the body's like, oh good, okay, it's time to heal now. This is called Viparita Karani, and it's a nice thing to do anytime, but especially if you've had a bit of a fright. Hope you feel better soon. Take care.